It was the finals of the Gfinity Elite Series delivered by Domino's and time to crown the FIFA 19 champions. The 6 remaining teams fought it out for their share of the £50,000 prize pool. The first quarter-finals saw previous champions Fnatic taking on XL Esports. Fnatic got lucky with a red-timed finish rebounding from the crossbar right in front of Socrates in the 8th minute to start things off. Just 5 in-game minutes later, Raul scored a boomer from outside the box. Fnatic went into the second half with confidence. It was Mo Salah that destroyed XL's hopes at a comeback in the 49th minute, giving Fnatic a 3-goal lead. XL focused strongly on their defense in the auction process, but Fnatic were cutting them apart with ease. The final score of Game 1 was 4-1 and left XL in a really tough spot. They would have to beat the former champions by more than 3 goals in the second leg to get through to the semi-finals. It proved too much. Not only did they finish the first half a goal down thanks to Socrates, they only had a single shot on target. Fnatic showed no mercy in the second half. Hazard, Raul and Salah putting the final nails in the coffin. The final score was 8-1 on aggregate for Fnatic. XL out and Fnatic in, with the unenvious task of facing undefeated Man City Epsilon in the semi-finals. The other quarter-finals saw fan favourites #United taking on the mighty Method. Game 1 on the Xbox saw some great moves from both sides, but the first half finished goalless. Both teams took a more aggressive approach in the second half, and a Method goal through Patrick Kluivert of 58 minutes opened the floodgates. #United answered back almost immediately through Van Basten. Only 3 in-game minutes passed when Method regained the lead. But again, #United hit back, this time through Pele. It seemed like these two teams were too evenly matched to crown a winner, until Method snuck in a late goal to take a 3-2 lead into the second leg. On the PS4, had to win to progress. Like the first game, the score stood at 0-0, aka 0-0, well into the second half before Patrick Kluivert scored the first goal for Method. Again, #United answered back 3 in-game minutes later with a goal of their own. Deja vu, anyone? # needed just 1 more goal in order to even out their aggregate score and force Method into extra time. The way that # were playing, this seemed inevitable. # had some great chances, but a combination of some classic Method defending from Riptorek and Benny and some bad luck for # meant the match ended 1 goal apiece, and it was Method who went through to the semi-finals. Heartbreak for #United. Method played Envy in the first semi-final. Envy went into the match confident, having qualified all the way to the semis through consistent performances in the group stages. On the Xbox side, we saw a change in tactics from Envy as PS4 veteran Jazz joined Waves to take on Method's Riptorek and Venny, who were coming fresh off the back of that glorious victory in the quarterfinals. Method were on a roll and started the game with an early Figo goal. In a superb performance, they dominated proceedings. Nedved and George Best added 3 more goals for Method and left Envy needing a miracle. Envy have been undefeated on the PS4 this season, but would need to win the match by more than 4 goals in order to make it through to the finals. But Method were just too strong, racing into a 2-goal lead in just 26 minutes through Sanchez and Figo. Envy did pull one back, but it was to no avail. Method scored 2 more goals in the second half, and although Envy did add another, it was a stunning aggregate scoreline of 8-2 that catapulted Method into the final, leaving table toppers Envy in shock as they crashed out. The second semi-final matched reigning champions AS Roma Fnatic and undefeated Man City Epsilon. Dami and Zimmer versus Connor and Mentz on the Xbox. The first leg was an incredibly tense affair with some brilliant chances created from both sides. Man City Epsilon produced the moment of the first half, hitting the crossbar and then the post on the subsequent rebound. It was anyone's game going into the second half, but Fnatic were the ones to take advantage of the rare Epsilon mistake in the 69th minute. Mo Salah with the goal and a shock 1-0 lead to take Fnatic into the second leg. Man City Epsilon would have to win the PS4 by more than 1 goal to advance to the grand final, but Roma Fnatic had their eyes on retaining their championship, just needing a draw to win. It was end-to-end football, but Epsilon's Gotsuri and Dito got the much-needed breakthrough with a Mbappe goal scored from outside the box. With the score tied at 1 apiece on aggregate, both teams' defences seemed unbeatable. Just when it looked to be heading to extra time, Fnatic struck a 92nd minute winning goal through Hazard. The match finished 1-1 with Fnatic winning 2-1 on aggregate, with most people's favourites Man City Epsilon falling short. It was all set for a classic grand final. Previous champions Roma Fnatic and Method fought it out in a best of 3. Method took the lead after 10 minutes of Game 1. Nedved sliced through the Fnatic defence and took the lead for Venny and Riptorek. Dami and Zimmer managed to get a goal just before the whistle blew for half-time with their first real attempt on target. At 93 minutes with extra time looking likely, Roma Fnatic scored an incredible Socrates goal to take the match 2-1. Potentially only 90 in-game minutes stood between Fnatic's squad and a second championship victory as they went into the second game. Just 7 minutes in and Fnatic took the lead from a corner kick. They doubled their lead just before half-time and it looked all over. Incredibly, Method managed to score twice, bringing the match back to 2 apiece. Chance after chance followed from both teams, but some incredible goalkeeping saw the match end on penalties. Fnatic fluffed their lines, missing twice, and Method taking it down 3-1, leaving the winners to be decided by the final game. So, it all came down to the final match to crown the Season 4 FIFA 19 champion. Salah gave Fnatic the early lead, and the reigning champions never looked back. They kept the pressure up and created some great chances, but were unable to finish until Hazard struck another goal in at 48 minutes. The Italian side went on the defensive for some great counter-attacks, and a final last-minute Salah goal was the icing on the cake as Roma Fnatic became the first 2-time winner of the Elite Series delivered by Domino's. Here's Roma Fnatic, Dami, and your main man Zimmer!